first of all, thank you for the invitation to present to this nice group of users. We're going to talk a little bit about what is in ARCHIBUS right now and some futures that will come. Because of these, we're always looking into having some safe harbor statement because of the GDPR things. So there are some this is not for that, but it's mainly on privacy or some of the information. Some of the information you're going to see, it's sort of future-looking, like on the roadmap. So please do not share these without explicit authorization from ARCHIBUS or Excitech with our agreements that we have. But we're happy to share where the future is taking us in terms of our technology. So the direction, the applications, everything that is to do with the core of ARCHIBUS, the user interface, the architecture, and at the end we'll try to summarize and get some question and answers for you. First of all, who has visited the archibus.com new website? Okay, you get a treat in the break. So we have a whole new website. There's a whole new strategy in terms of digital presence. We're going to share more content directly from our website, also through our partners like Excitech. We would like to invite you to visit the new website and send any comments that you have to us. I had one other conversations previously. Some of you might know the history or not, just briefly getting that. Just to giving you the main perspective that since early 70s we've been one single line of development. Probably some of you started. I started, even though I look young. I started back in version 10, and we've been always on a single line of development, improving and getting these more from a market value, a CAFM solution, into CFM IWMS, and now we're getting into a solution that runs anywhere, that you have a strategic views, applications that look at the digital model that you're managing. And many of you, as Richard said, use part of the application. We are 35, if you look at those that come, 38, 40, 48, depending on also the platform allows partners to develop applications on top of it. So ARCHIBUS is more than just those that you see out of the box, but contact Excitech to get, if you have any issue that you probably don't see on the website, probably they have a solution for you. In terms of that, we also point in having ARCHIBUS divided, looking at the built environment. And looking at the built environment, and to look at the built environment as five life cycle macro segments. Because we not only manage Office, but we also manage all types of assets within the built environment that we see. So I was commenting when I go for a walk around these and I see anything that is built by humans and said we can manage it. We have partners that, for example, say at a joke, do you want to track a pink elephant because it's human built, because naturally it is, so we can track it. We have clients, for example, in Spain, there's a client that tracks the olive trees that they have. So if you have anything that you have, and it's part of the built environment that you manage or part of the environment that you manage, you can track it. So we divide this into infrastructure assets, portfolio assets, building assets, workplace assets, and the assets that see the equipments. So we have solutions for all these, and we are focusing on these when we look into what we call the enterprise information modeling. For some of you might be new, but this is something that has been for many, many years with these. So at the end, what is this? It's a methodology, a process that we use to get all your data, to get all your information about the built environment that you manage, if it is a flat, if it is an office, if it is a building, a set of buildings, etc. And you get all this information into one system, that is ARCHIBUS, okay? That's the technology. But the methodology allows you to have like this big sphere where we have your information. It's bigger or small depending on the amount of data that you have. And you have all those applications that Richard presented that access that data that is on the repository that is ARCHIBUS. And we also have, through the connectors, we can connect virtually to any system. If it is a corporate system, or if it is like a technology like IoT, building information modeling, CAD. So the system is tightly integrated into all these. So enterprise information modeling, EIM, for those that have also heard about the BIM, building information modeling, is something that resonates very well. It is something that we've been doing for many years, and we're now stressing it out more to the market. One of the things that we like also to invite, we have developed a series of publications for the 3 main strategic applications, those that look at ARCHIBUS as a overall. We're talking about the strategic space planning, the enterprise asset management, and strategic financial analysis applications. They are like top-level applications that look at all the data that you put into your digital model, into ARCHIBUS. And we have these publications down. We've been pushing them out. Probably you've seen them through LinkedIn, some ads that we had, or on Facebook. But you can go to the website and you can access to them and get to know more about these strategic applications that we have out there. Many of you have already seen this, right? Because this has been here for many years. And if you focus here in the center, you see that the enterprise information modeling has been there for many years. Because at the end, the process, the methodology has been the core of what ARCHIBUS is. So we have the core, the process, and around all the applications. And by the way, Richard, I already tried to do, based on this slide, a 30-minute presentation talking about everything. It's quite a challenge. Probably in another session I can try to do that. You just have to fasten your seatbelts and then I'll start. So this is just to have the application taxonomy. Some of the applications are here. We have, for example, situations like fleet management. It's not an application that we have out of the box, but it's also some application that we can provide because it's provided through a solution center that we have. So there are many opportunities. So if you see that it's something that is not here, as I like to stress again, don't hesitate. Ask Excitech. Probably we have a solution for that on our ecosystem, on our federated ecosystem of the community of partners. Someone has already developed that. Starting the thing, okay? In terms of a fresh look, what will your future user experience be? That is something that we'll be showing today. Some of the new stuff. But I would like us first to start what we have right now. And that is going through the ARCHIBUS applications that we have on version 23.2 and getting the perspective that will show that we have strategic applications, but we also touch the operation day-to-day applications to improve them. So let's start with the strategic financial analysis, that one of the applications that we have that encompasses the majority of the information that you have, and with that, it will show to you. So I'll try to go forward, and I need to start the video. Let's see if this works here. I think it does. So if you see here, like you get to the home page, you get to the real estate SFA part, so the strategic financial analysis, this is our home page, and you get to a new interface that's on one, it's a console, that on one screen, you get access to all information, all the financial information about the assets that you have on your system. And you can generate metrics based on that information. You can drill down to that information. All the console is fully customizable, so you can expand, get so that you can get exactly the data that you need from that analysis. You can drill down, so you have a summary, but you can click on the list and get to the specific building, specific asset that you're analyzing. You can locate to another one, and you see that it has some related heat maps that you can show. I'm getting signs from the regie there. With all this information on one location, you can sum up the information from the way you manage your assets and get all that financial information to the financial level and get that to be shown to someone that is taking decisions, and it's better to do it like this. So you might think, probably, but I don't have all the information. Just load the information that you have into the system and sum it up, and you have a series of perspectives, because all the metrics that are shown there, you can select those that are important for you or not. And that will also show you if there is any information that you're missing, so that you can add that up to your process. Quickly, so again, now we go down, so we have a more strategic perspective, so let's get to a console that is more on a tactical perspective, so let's get into asset management. So I'm gonna centrally get here. So again, it's another console. So it's the one spot where you can access everything. And you have all the information regarding your assets. So you have the list of assets to your left. You can drill down to that information. You can see statistics. Here you can select the metrics, the same system you had on strategic financial analysis. You can select on the fly. You don't need to customize. You can configure your console to set the metrics that you want. And at the end, you can jump out back. So because on one console, they are integrated. And from one console, you can get to the other so that you can see, okay, now I've changed all the asset information. I've seen the asset information. Let's see how this impacts my financial console. One of the things that so just getting some highlights from the quick video that we saw, we see that one of the things that is nice here because on the left you see a tree, it's the system of assets that are interconnected, so like a AC as the systems on the roof, then it gets down to the splitters, etc. So you can see all that structure there, and then you can see if you have that data, you can see the BIM model of the data, or you can see the CAD drawing of that specific asset. And you can also see now the integration with a 360 photograph that you can see a 360 view so that you can easily locate where the asset is on a specific area, on a specific room. And you can add that to ARCHIBUS now on version 23.2. Another point that we have right now is based on the ISO 55K. You can set the information about that and generate exception reporting based on the information that you have now so that you can comply with ISO 55K. The other point here is something that was requested is getting a chain of custody. So we can, as you see here on the bottom, you can get all the information from who was in charge of that asset through the time, and you can get, as you see, start date and date, and you can get all that information and keep a better track of the custody of your assets. In terms of building operations, getting more into the operation part, we came out with a new preventive maintenance planner and labor schedule, something that was requested by many of you. Here you see the new PM planner, and it has a series of new functionalities. I'm going to just go briefly over everything because we have a lot to cover. Then, as Richard said, just get Excitech to show it in depth, and if you need help, you can always count on me. Is it running? Yeah, slowly, but it is. So you see that is a series of informations that you have there. It's always the PM procedure is rolling. If it is done, if it is on time, you can expand that and see what equipment are being inside and being included on that specific procedure, and see over here where are they happening. When is this happening? This procedure is happening for each specific equipment, and you can from one only location. So this policy of having a console with one location, you can manage in depth your planning in terms of procedures. Let me just get here. You see, as I was putting, so he has some highlights in terms of what is problems that you have, comments that you have, when are things planned, and you can flow. And on the presentation, you can click, that you can drill down on that information, see the schedule, and you can also quickly, as he's going to show on the video, update the planning on the fly and see all the reporting. From that screen, you can access reporting, see how things going, balance the workload as you go, and see also the financial impact, and as you see, also the labor analysis as is going to show. So here you have the workload of all your craft people, and all is accessible from one location without the fuss of getting to many menus going back and forward. So on this video also, you can directly from this, you can edit the schedule information. You can get also the schedule dates, submit that. Let's go as it goes, and I will explain. One of the nice things that is going to show here is the possibility to cancel for a specific procedure all the preventive maintenance so that you can reschedule that again. There was a little bit of a feature that was implemented now so that we can clean the schedules, then you can reissue them again. And now, going from the procedure planner, now we issued the preventive maintenance, now we can schedule our labor in a nice interface. We had an interface that was fantastic, but now it's even better. So let's get that. You can define shifts just as a start for what I'm showing. You can define shifts. You can define all the situations where people can work doing that. And by employee, you can also define leaves, holidays, vacations, etc. So you can have that graphically so that it's easy to define when the availability of your people, so that then the workload works better. And now the labor scheduler, the interface was fairly improved, and you see now you can easily get to a specific craft person, and just drag and drop and assign that on a very graphical way, as you see here. And voila. So as you see, very well. So assign and schedule PM work bulk, so we can unschedule that. That was one highlight that I would like showing to you. So we can now unschedule everyone and reissue that. And you can review and compare craftspersons' calendars and balance the workload across the maintenance teams. Everything more graphical, everything. So you see the labor planning board, all redone. The craftsperson shifts, easily to customize. The PM planning board, very powerful, gives you the power to control all your preventive maintenances. And now we have some contracts and compliance questionnaires. There's another feature that we got on 23.2. On the compliance inspections, we came out with a whole set of very powerful questionnaires that you can use within compliance. And you can create the full set of questionnaires that you need for your compliance audits or assessments, and then have them right on your mobile device. And with that, you can just get into each one of these audits, assessments that you need to do, and then you have a very easy to fill out questionnaire that you can go on the fly and do while you go through the building to do your inspection, for example. The other point here also is to manage the contract terms. You can select a specific contract and get all that information there and load into ARCHIBUS all the information regarding a specific contract for terms of compliance. Other examples that I would like to highlight here. Let's just get these playing. So just a sample of the managed contract drill down. So you see here, we see the contract terms, then you get to the costs. You can select by compliance regulation, what are the costs that you have. So you can control all the details regarding that contract term. And now it's going to show you the compliance requirements count by compliance level. So you can have an easy report to get into what are the issues that you have that you need to sort out. You get down to your compliance requirements. You see what are the issues that you have. You can drill down to those issues, view the compliance events. What is the reason for that being on hold? So you can easily go down to the detail and then get to define compliance questionnaires, as we're showing, just to show you a live perspective. You can select a specific questionnaire, getting down to a specific question, build your questionnaire as you go, and here is this filling it out just as a just to show. So now you just changing. It gives you also the ability to change that question that has had an issue. So you can come down, and you see it's very powerful. On one location, you get all the information that you need, and you can update the question details on the fly, and then down to your mobile device and update that. Also, integrated with the possibility to add documents. Here we're showing photographies. So photos get attached. You can attach other documents that you have, and it's uploaded, And now on the video we'll show that then you get back to your back office interface. And you can see the responses, the yeses and the nos, how things are for each one of the questions. You can see the problems, and you can get the comments and descriptions, and also the documents for each questionnaire that you have, and you can get down to the details so that you can act in the future. So another point that I would like to say that we had on version 23.2, something that was requested is having the trial layouts on Web Central. So we have the possibility to have it now and issue group moves and do the trial scenarios so that we can have the optimal to be selected. Here you see some possibilities, and then just say, okay, this is the one, you can assign that and issue that. And the other one that is very powerful, and I like it personally, is the new energy management console. So again, the same perspective that we've been adding, one console that controls everything on one location for the back office manager. Here in the utility analysis console, energy, gas, oil, water, you can get all the information into one location. And also from here, if you have meters added to your utilities metering, you can then use the same interface to show and to see and compare with the build information, so the information that you get from your invoices, from your bills, and compare them here. So you see here, for example, we are showing a metered use as percentage of the bill used, and based on this, you can get detect any issues that you have on that comparison. There is also something that it's been requested, is like the FASB, YASB, the Federal Accounting Standards. We can have this lease classification so that if you need to prepare your leases for the FASB classification that is starting in January next year. It's not as urgent as GDPR, but it's very important in the time to come. And some of the points for the ARCHIBUS core. We added some updates in terms of the HTML5 drawing and chart updates. We added a series of potentialities that we had on the Flash drawings, now are also in HTML5 because of the compatibility, so that we can enable other applications to have a better use of the drawings that you publish from CAD or BIM. So there are some new improvements and updates so that they can run smoothly. Another improvement was, I don't know if you have seen in the past, that we added to go to a view to see the 2D view and to another view to see the 3D view if you were using BIM. Now we just need to go to that button that says show the 2D, just click there and it changes from the 2D to the 3D seamlessly. So that's just an improvement that we have in terms of navigation, but integration, so that you can have more powerful reporting within ARCHIBUS. The SAML integration was implemented for all products of ARCHIBUS. So that's in terms of authentication of users and getting all that information. That also is important for the protection of that information, because majority of the companies, they have the data of the information secured in an LDAP type of situation. So you need to have people integrating and signing up, gets validated to a system. So SAML is transversally used, and now we have all products integrated to that.